Hey y'all, I'm KJ. I'm back with another video, and something that I often realize people saying is that they don't need a palette because they feel like they have those colors already. And I just want to show y'all simply cannot just tell that by looking at a color in the pan, because sometimes it like goes on completely different. So to do that, I'm going to show you this and this gold in here, and as you can see, they look almost alike. They look a lot alike, but when I swatch both of these light golds, that's the one in the Queen palette, and that is the one in the Trop palette. Literally, this one looks like a white gold and this one looks green. So that just goes to show you that you can have two colors that look a lot alike and are completely different. So if you can, try to find videos comparing them, you know, like the ones I've been making, but like even not mine, like just any of them, and see like swatches and things like that, because a lot of times a color can look the same in the pan and be completely different. Now what I'm going to do when this is the palette I'm going to be comparing to the other palettes. So what I'm going to do when I do it, instead of doing like each palette, I'm going to if there's any of the palettes that have like a purple, I'm going to swatch like that's similar, a purple that's like similar, I'm going to swatch that. And then that way you can not only see it in comparison to the Queen palette, you can see it in comparison to the other similar purples. Let's get started. So the only similar purples that we have to this color, which is to the one in the Queen palette, which is Adrian, are in the Zulu and the Warrior 3. And I'm also gonna do the center shade in this palette, which is the Deuce palette. So I'm gonna do this shade also because I noticed that this one looks more like it when swatched than in the pan. So okay, you guys, so this is Adrian. This is the custard from the Deuce palette. This is the purple from the Warrior 3. I think it's called Candace. And then this is the purple from the Zulu. As you see, they are all very different. Okay, can I show y'all something real quick? I know this ain't got nothing to do with what I just want to show y'all this. This ain't got nothing to do with really what I'm supposed to be doing. So this color is called Custard, and this color is called Berry Mousse. And like, I really feel with all my life they mix like the colors up. So yeah, that's all. So we are going to jump into the next color, which is going to be this red color called Othe, I believe. I think that's her husband's name, Othe. Othe. I think it's Othe. So we're gonna jump into that. We're gonna swatch all the reds, and I'm gonna tell you which palettes they came from and what colors they are and all of that. So okay, you guys, I got all my reds swatched. This is Othe. This is Othe. I'm pronouncing the names the best I can if they have names, but I don't be knowing. This is Kahina. This is the red from the Zulu palette, and then this is Koji from the Magic palette. So this is probably the most true red, and then this one is just like a little deeper, and this one is more like brick, and then this one is very pink, and this one is extremely orange. Okay, so in hindsight, I probably should have did the reds and the purples last, because you can still see my arm is kind of stained, but it was extremely stained. I had to use some grapeseed oil to take off the stain, and my fingers are still stained. But we're just gonna move right along to the next color, which is Glam. Moving right along, we're going to be comparing the color Glam to some of the colors in the Nubian palette, the Warrior palette, the Coral, which is the Nubian 3, the Nubian 2, and the Saharan 2 palette. I'm going to show you the colors we're going to compare it to, and then I'm going to jump into it. So in the Coral palette, we're going to be comparing Glam to this color right here. In the Nubian palette, we are going to be comparing it to this shade and this shade. In the Nubian 2, we're going to be comparing it to Ya. In the Warrior, we're going to be comparing it to the Homie. And in the Saharan, we are going to be comparing it to Hadia right here. Okay, guys, so we got a lot of swatches going on right now. Clearly, none of them are the exact same color. This one right here is Glam. These two right here are the ones from the Nubian palette. And while these two are very similar, this one is a lot more red. Then we have the Homie, which clearly is just way more just golden. Then we have the shade from the Coral palette, which is this one, and it's a lot more red than Glam. This is Hadia from the Saharan 2, which is just more of a brown gold. Or a brown bronze rather than a red bronze. And then from the Nubian 2 palette. And it's still not quite as red as Glam. So, and none of these are really the same either, but those are all the shades that are somewhat similar. Okay, the color we have next up is FDA approved. It's this very light gold color. It's very pretty. So we have tons of other light gold colors. We're going to be swatching these two from the Masquerade palette, Angelique from the Afrique palette, Morimi from the Warrior palette, Odogwu from the Festival palette, and Zuri from the Nubian 2 palette. Okay, guys, here we go. This is FDA approved right here at the top. This is Daya and Giza from the Masquerade palette. This one is whiter. Giza is whiter, and Daya looks very brown compared to it. Then we have Angelique from the Afrique palette. I don't know if you can tell on my arm, but in the pan, it looks like it has like a gold silver shift, but it looks extremely silver on the skin. Then we have Morimi from the Warrior palette. And that just looks very gold to me. It's actually pretty close though, but it's like a slightly more yellow tint. We have Odogwu from the Festival palette, which is even more yellow than the one from the Warrior palette. And this is probably the closest one, which is Zuri from the Nubian 2, but it's still just like a shade or two lighter. Okay, you guys, next up, we're going to be swatching Sister to Sister, and we're going to be swatching it next to the shades that are similar. So I'm going to go get them swatched, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so the colors I did end up swatching are these two from the Warrior 2 palette. This one and this one from the Coral palette. So boom, there you guys go. This is the Sister to Sister. This is Zama, and this is Dara from the Warrior 2. And then this is the outer side on the right, and then this outer side's left of the Coral. So none of these are exactly the same, but they are all very similar. As you can see, this one is way more orange, and this one is way more orange, but this one is darker. And then this one is more pink, and then this one is more pink, but this one is darker. These two are extremely close, but this one has more of an orange than that one does in person. Like, this one looks a little more peachy, and that one looks more pink. So, you guys, we are down to the last color, and it's my favorite color in the palette, 7. So, I'm going to be swatching 7 and get some beautiful pinks. So, let's get ready, you guys. I'm going to go swatch this, and I'm going to be back. Okay, guys. So, I'm back with all my swatches. This is 7. That's 7 right there. And then this is Zane from the Saharan Blush 1 palette. This is Eerie G from the Festival palette. This is Fenty from the Warrior 3 palette. This is Bori from the Masquerade palette. And I decided to swatch Custard from the Deuce palette again because it's kind of purple, kind of pink. So yeah, actually none of them still quite not the same. Now I'm not even for the cap on y'all. Like this one right here, Zane, and then the one from the Masquerade palette, Bori, are literally the exact same color, except for Bori has like little tiny gold sparkles of glitter in it. And that's real. Like, I can't even cap with y'all. Like they, like, you can't see the glitter on this, so they literally look the same color. But, yeah. These two look very similar. But this one is softer. Like, this is a true hot, hot pink. And then this is like you washed your hot pink shirt and it got faded a little. And then this right here, this Fenty from the Warrior 3, that's a nice electric pink. Like, that's that neon pink when y'all really trying to do it. So, yeah. Okay, guys, I just want to go on record as saying if I did not swatch colors from, like, certain palettes, that's because I compared them in advance and they didn't have any colors worth comparing or anything close enough to compare. So that's why they were not compared. It's not like I was, like, trying to hide colors or nothing like that. So, yeah, like, I compared everything that needed to be compared. So, that's really all. Like, my arms are stained, my hands are stained. And that is the Queen palette compared. I actually really like this palette. Like, when I bought it because it was for me and I really like her. But, like, I've used this palette quite a few times. I actually used it today. I have a Glam and FDA approved both on right now. So, yeah. I really like this palette. And that's just my personal opinion on it. Do you need the Queen palette if you have the other palettes? I think so. I want to be a good influence and tell y'all no, but I'm mad at y'all. Look at my you know what I'm saying? That's your Queen Queen palette swatched compared to other Juvia'S Place palettes. I would recommend buying it just because, like I said, it's a good palette. I really, really like it. I think I would recommend, but I think the reason I would recommend buying it is because, like, the colors that I really like in there, like the Glam and the FDA approved, like, wearing them now, they're not really the same as any of the others. So I'm like, yeah, I got similar ones, but I don't really got that one, so I need it. But that's all, you guys. I'm KJ. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. And I'm out.